Hi, Eric here with 30 by 40 Design Workshop. This is the fourth in a four-part video series talking about how to get more out of Houzz, how to show up in more searches. Now, if you haven't watched the first three parts, I recommend you go doing that right now. First part is talking about completing your profile. The second part is talking about images and adding more high-quality, relevant, keyword-relevant images. Third part is the basics of creating Ideabooks and how you can improve your profile by adding your own images to those Ideabooks. And the last part here, I want to talk about a deeper level strategy and how you might get featured on the home page of Houzz in their Ideabooks. About a year ago, I was contacted by Houzz because I write my own blog on my own website for possibly working for them to create weekly Ideabooks. And you can actually contact them if you're interested in writing these Ideabooks for them. And they'll ask you to submit some writing samples and see if you're qualified to do that. But if you are, I can highly recommend it because you then have the chance to curate your own Ideabooks that will be published on their homepage. Now, these homepage Ideabooks get many thousands of views. So let's just look at some of my more recent Ideabooks. I have one here. Let's see, the modern wall base. This is one. This had 42,000 views. One of my less popular ones, I suppose. All the possibilities. This had about 56,000 views. So you can see there's a lot of people that are reading these articles and engaging with it. 472 likes on Facebook. 150 tweets. 48 Google Plus shares. These have a lot of traction. Houzz has a huge viewer base. And being featured on their homepage, you can imagine, is some pretty important real estate. So if you're able to curate these Ideabooks yourself, one of the things you can do is you can craft content that is directly relevant to what you do. It's a way to sort of prove that you're the expert in your field. And you can also start creating Ideabooks that feature some of your own work. So if we search for, let's see, I wrote one not too long ago on the narrow house, and every fourth or fifth Ideabook that I create, I make sure to include some of my own work in that. And by doing that, I'm correlating this image along with some other very important images, and I'm putting it in front of many thousands of people to try and get them to add it to their Ideabooks. So this one's in about 700 Ideabooks. So that's a good way of getting your images in front of a lot of people. It's a good way of improving your writing skill. It's a good way of proving that you're an expert. And it's a good way of getting your images, if I were to feature my own image as the title splash image on this Ideabook, which in this particular case, I thought this image was better. But if I were to use my own image on that Ideabook, then I would show up on the homepage here. Now, the other way to get featured in these Ideabooks, the editors, even if you're not interested in writing for Houzz, which is a lot of work, granted, you can actually pitch stories to the editors, and you can find who's writing for them by basically clicking on these stories, number one, and seeing that Becky Harris writes a number of these. And the other way to find out who else is writing is to come down to the bottom and say about Houzz, and you're going to see the team, and you'll see that at the top are their editorial staff and their technical staff, everybody who works out in Palo Alto, and then you'll see the Houzz contributors. Now, not all of these are active. I know John doesn't write for them anymore, but you can see every one of these is a person who's writing pieces, at least one per week. Get in touch with them, and pitch them your story idea. And if you have a small Ideabook that you've composed, say, hey, these are the images I created. I can't draft the story, but I'd love to be featured in your Ideabook. I guarantee they'll take your idea. The other way is to follow somebody who is an editor. Now, if you follow me, anytime someone follows me, I receive a notification. And whenever they follow me, if it's a pro, if I see that it's a pro, what I do is I go and I check out their profile. So not a lot of these are pros. Here's a pro. Here's a pro who doesn't have their profile complete. I wonder why. Oh, they only have 2 reviews. They need to go back and look at video number 1 to get more reviews. But basically, I'll come, if you follow me, I'll come to your profile and I'll look through your profile and I'll see if there's anything interesting here. That looks like an interesting image. Now they haven't tagged it with very much relevant information, so it's going to be hard to find them. But here I already have some ideas on what I might write about this particular project. The photography isn't quite up to the standards that I think they would allow me to use in a professionally curated idea book, although these images are quite nice. This I could see doing an article on classic wooden shutters. I mean, these are great, very cool. I don't actually know what their business is. It's an installation company. I don't know what they do. But if you follow me, I'll come check out your profile. And if you have it complete and there are some nice images on there, chances are I'm going to add that to an idea book because I'm always looking for topics to create idea books around. So pitch me your story. I hope these videos have been helpful for you. I've written a book on this very topic, giving all these sort of deeper level tips and tricks, and there's actually a lot more in the book. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me, eric@30by40.com, and go pick up the book. I think it's a really useful resource, and it's a business write-off. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.